Hey guys, welcome to today's podcast, and today we're going to be talking about more random stuff, as we always do. Jacob?
Yes, welcome to the podcast. As Tom said, we've got lots of things to talk about. Right, just before the podcast continues, I just have to say sorry about this podcast a little bit. So as I'll explain in a second, we recorded this one on a call, and so this is just sort of this isn't our camera's recording and then I put it together. It's already all done. So that's why it gets a little bit cutty and jumpy at some points. We had lots of issues with this podcast before, so in the end we just settled for this option, which is okay. It's the audio's fine. It's just the video jumps a little bit at some points and goes a little bit pixelated. But if that's a problem for you, then just go listen on Spotify or something like that if you don't want to have to watch the video. Obviously all the links are in the description. But anyway, hope you enjoy the podcast. Back to the podcast. We actually have got quite a long list this week. Last week it was a little bit of a shorter list, and the podcast last week was okay but not amazing. But this week I think it's gonna be quite decent. So welcome to the podcast. As you can probably see, if you're watching, you can probably see we're not in person today. We're recording this online instead, just because it's easier to do so, and Tom's quite busy, so we thought we'd do it this way. Anyway, welcome to the podcast. 40.1% of you are not subscribed. If you're watching on YouTube, what are you doing? Go subscribe.
I know.
Because we want to overtake some other unnamed podcasts.
Yeah, or if not, at least follow us on Spotify, because we're on that too.
Yeah, and Apple Podcasts and all the podcast things.
Yeah, and our Instagram at Unnamed Pod. Go and follow that as well.
Go follow that. We post every few weeks. Well, I think we post every time we upload or whatever.
I think we try and post at least every 2 weeks. It's as much as what we post on our YouTube.
So go follow us over there for some great pictures, and also we put on there every time we post the podcast, so you can keep up to date with us. And actually, talking about I said a minute ago about wanting to overtake other unnamed podcasts. I'm going to skip down a little bit, Tom. So the other unnamed there's a new other unnamed podcast that we spoke about in the last podcast.
Oh yeah.
And so theirs is spelt with a capital N for name.
Okay. I'm reading here. They want to ask if they want to collab with us.
Yeah, they did. Okay, so the last one they commented on our podcast saying so I don't know. Let me have a look. I'm just quickly getting it up. Right, so one of the guys from the podcast commented, and then they also commented from the Unnamed Podcast account. So from their Unnamed Podcast, they commented, "This means war."
Oh. So they don't want to collab with us, or
they commented that, and then from one of the people who's part of the podcast from their personal account, he commented, "We are the superior unnamed podcast, and I will make a better logo. I'm down for a collab." And so I responded, "I have to disagree with you there. We are the superior unnamed podcast, and maybe."
Well, we were the first ones.
Yeah, and then he said, "You're wrong. Among us?" ? And I didn't respond. So that was 6 days ago.
How many unnamed podcast channels are you aware of currently? Because I know I can see 4.
Currently, yeah. Well, I can name. So there's us. There's the original unnamed podcast that we were trying to overtake, which is the yellow one. We got the new green one, and then there's another one which I found recently, which is only getting like 1 viewer podcast, so not really a big concern. And then there's other people. I think there's a couple others who do it on their own channels or that don't do it anymore. Yeah. But yeah, so this other unnamed podcast on 24 subs. Their podcasts actually be getting pretty good views. 146, 95, 94. But to be fair, I was thinking, oh, that's a lot of views or whatever. But actually, my early podcasts have like quite a lot of views. Like the first 2 podcasts are on nearly 200 views and stuff. So yeah, it's not that impressive.
Yeah.
So that sounded like I was really trying to flex everywhere. But
so what are we gonna do? Are we gonna actually hang on? I say we should leave it up to our viewers. We'll leave a poll on Instagram. Should we do a collab with them or not?
Yeah, okay. We'll put a poll on Instagram, and we'll put a poll up in the corner over there. Actually, it's above you, Tom. And go vote on it and tell us what you think. Should we collab with them on Among Us? What should we do? It's a bit weird.
That is a
I
very good
listened to that
question.
last podcast, so they didn't mention us. So I'm wondering if they'll mention us in the next one. But
Was that our most recent video they commented on?
that was the most recent podcast. The most recent podcast actually did quite well. Like, it's not the most viewed one, but it's got the most likes and the most comments.
Well, that's because it's called the Jacob Silver Fan Club.
All the Jacob Silver Fan Club people watching that. The podcast's actually been doing quite well recently. But yeah, okay. So subscribe. Help us overtake them. Also, I said to Tom before this podcast, we've actually got the same amount of followers on Instagram as we do as subscribers. So maybe everyone has followed us on Instagram already, or maybe people just haven't subscribed yet, or vice versa. But anyway, so let's talk about this. So this seems like such a long time ago now, because obviously our podcasts are every 2 weeks. So there's some things on here which happened like 2 weeks ago. So they seem like a long while back. But so the last episode of the podcast, I was a bit ill. I had a cold. And I literally, so that podcast, we recorded that. Tom went home and I was exhausted. I went to bed really early and then was ill for how many days? So we recorded the podcast Friday. I then edited it Friday night, and then I was ill Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 3 days, which is not nice. And actually, I ended up getting the COVID test.
Oh,
so that's not fun. So yeah, because basically, it was like, obviously because of everything that's happening right now, you've got to be careful if you're getting ill or whatever. You got to be like, well, it could be COVID, so like, what?
Yeah.
So I got tested, and it's not nice. It's really not nice. You have to stick a swab in the back of your throat, and like hold it there for a bit, and then you have to take it out and stick it up your nose. Same swab.
At least not vice versa.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is the one good thing about it. Doing it the other way around would not be fun.
No,
but yeah, I mean, you said something about you lot.
Yeah, I was quite ill, but I'm pretty much recovered now. I'm pretty much fine. It's just I've a bit of a sniffle, and that's really it. It's just because I've just a runny nose, but apart from that, I'm fine.
About this. So how, like, in what way were you ill?
Well, I had a very sore throat, and I was struggling to like swallow food and stuff, and then there wasn't really much of a cough. It was like now and then, but it wasn't often. It wasn't very continuous. It was just now and then kind of thing. And then like, of course, so like high temperature and that. But apart from that, I was, and then after a few days, my throat was fine, and then so was my temperatures. So
right, yeah, because I started off by having a sore throat. So last Thursday I had a sore throat, and then not last Thursday before I had a sore throat, and then I had a cold and like was ill. So if I've given you my cold, Tom, I'm very sorry.
You probably did, because that is literally how I went. I woke up one day and I had a sore throat. I was like, God, this kind of hurts. And then the next day it just got worse. I was like, what's going on here?
In which case, I am extremely sorry, Tom. It's kind of funny though, because I was obviously been living with my parents the whole time, and I think my mum was saying she felt a little bit ill, but not that bad. And it's funny how you came over for literally like a few hours just to record a podcast, and you get like really ill off of me, whereas my parents stay with me and like they're like pretty much fine.
I would say almost, to be fair, that I sat next to you pretty much for like 40 minutes or an hour straight. Possibly that, but to be fair though, your parents live with you, so that's
but
I don't know.
Yeah, no, but I just find it kind of weird, because obviously I've spent the whole 3 days with my parents, and then you come one day for like 2 or 3 hours and you get it.
I know.
But good job it wasn't COVID in that case then.
Yeah, that's true.
That would not have been good.
No.
But yeah, so that's not good, but at least we're both feeling better now.
Yeah.
being a bit ill.
Well, on that note, speaking about days, Prime Day.
Yes, I put this down because it was Prime Day on the 13th and 14th.
Yeah, and I missed it. I was an absolute idiot. I tried to remember it as well. I said to my dad, Prime Day's on these 2 days. Have a look for deals and stuff. And then 2 days later, I completely forget. And then the next day, I was just like, oh, missed it.
Well, I didn't forget, and I actually ended up buying a few things. And I don't know, like I kind of am glad I bought some stuff because it was very good deals. By the way, if you don't know what Prime Day is, it's basically Amazon put on it was a 2 days where they were really discounted stuff just for Prime members. So yeah, so basically one thing I bought a few things. So I bought one of these for audio listeners. What I'm holding right now is an Amazon Echo Dot. I bought a new one of those because it actually, and I'm kind of glad I did because it was reduced down to £18. So pretty good buy. But then that makes you think. It made it like I was like, well, if they're selling it for £18 opposed to 50, it shows you that the amount that must be worth is extremely low.
Yeah,
like because they're still making profit off of selling it for £18, so it must be worth. But then, like, obviously, it's business.
Yeah,
So,
it is. They're always going to try and make a profit. They're always going to do something. So it depends how bad they want to get rid of stuff as well. If they're desperate to get rid of stuff, they'll reduce it to the lowest amount possible.
Yeah, and I realized something as well. They brought out the next generation of the Echo Dot. So that's the Echo Dot 3rd generation. They literally brought out the 4th generation a few days before for pre-order. So that's, I think, why they put it so low, because they brought this new one. Which kind of makes sense, but
they make the old one look attractive for the price and the new one more attractive because it's new.
Yeah, exactly.
Simply how it works.
So that's fun. And then I bought a couple things for my man cave. If you don't already know on the podcast, I am going to be building a man cave sort of. It's going to be a man cave sort of hangout space. That sounded cringy. Sort of, it will also be our podcast studio, hopefully, for me and Tom to be able to recording, because obviously we've been recording in my conservatory, but it's not the best place to record a podcast, especially as we discovered last episode when it started raining.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, that's what gonna happen. So I bought a couple of things for that. I bought another one of the Echo Dots, and I bought a Fire TV stick, which like turns any TV into smart TV, so I can just buy a cheap TV and plug that in. So yeah, fun. So that was good.
Very nice. Yeah.
Also talking about products. Moving on, Apple announces 3 new devices.
The iPhone 12,
iPhone 12, iPhone 12 Pro, and a HomePod Mini. So
HomePod Mini.
Yeah. So Apple did their event. I can't remember what day it was. It was the other week. And big grand event. It was quite cool actually, because normally they do it like in person, like on a stage or whatever with a big audience. But obviously because of COVID, they haven't been able to. So it was very well made. Obviously it was Apple budget. But it was very it was very well made sort of presentation though. It wasn't just people sitting there talking to camera. It was like moving around and stuff and graphics and that. But yeah, they released this new iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro. And the HomePod Mini, I'm not sure if many people knew this. I think I knew this, but a few months back, or maybe in a while back actually, Apple released a HomePod smart speaker. So obviously there was all the other people trying to like getting into it, Amazon and Google, and they were like, they want a bit of this, so they made their speaker, but it really wasn't great. And it didn't really do that great. Just realized I haven't turned the light on my camera. There we go. Now I look even better. So they sold that, and then it sort of went quiet, and they didn't release anything new. And then they've came out with this thing. But it's a little bit more pricey than the other ones. So this is the HomePod Mini. I'll give you have a little guess at how much you think it costs.
I know, £200.
Okay, no. It's less than that, but it's more. So Amazon Echo Dot, for reference, Amazon Echo Dot costs slash like Google Home costs about £50. This was
Right.
100. So
Oh, well,
it's exactly double.
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
don't see it doing that great. There'll be some people that buy it, but it's like
there's too many smart speakers. Secondly, Amazon Alexa and Google Home are the two most used anyway, and they're the two most third-party developed. I mean, if you look at, I think it's the Samsung speakers and any other, like I think Bose as well, they're all integrated with Alexa. I think Sonos is as well. And smart devices like smart TVs and stuff, they're starting to get integrated with these. So, you know, if you're going to be someone like Apple, it's going to be hard to get that sort of coverage.
Yeah, and I feel like as well, unless someone's like a real big Apple fan and like they love Apple, whatever, I don't think it's going to sell as well because of obviously it being double the price tag. Where like you can go out and buy a brand new Echo Dot or a Google Home for £50 less,
Yeah,
or you can buy this new Apple thing for 100.
there was,
really
yeah,
make sense.
there was a Spotify deal on not too long ago where if you bought any account, like premium account, so it could be the student one, any to that, you could get a free Google Home Mini.
Yes, actually, talking about that, we did it.
Oh, did you?
Me and my family did that. Yes. So what we decided to do, I was like, I saw the offer, and I was like, well, we can do this. We already have Spotify Premium. We pay for it every month, so I was like, well, we may as well get a free speaker. And I was like, well, there's surely got to be a catch. You got to pay postage or something like that. But there was literally nothing. All we had to do was my mum went to because we have a family subscription, so certain amount, and then my mum obviously manages it. So she went online. I sent her the link, and she literally had to click request it or whatever, and then waited a bit, and she got an email from them saying, "Here's your redemption link."
That's very nice.
And so she did that, and in the end, we decided though, because I already had an Echo Dot, and I wanted to get more, we would, instead of just using the Google Home, sell it on eBay and then buy a new Echo Dot. So we literally sold it for the exact price of the Echo Dot and then bought a new one. So
that's good. You could well, to be fair, Amazon Music, I think, did a competitive deal to that, and also did a free Echo Dot.
I think it was it free or was it 99p? I think it was one of the two. Oh no, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember seeing that, and I was gonna look into it and look about getting it because I was like, I could do with free one. It's free at the end of the day. But by the time I looked, the offer was over, or like they'd run out of stock or whatever. Because with the Google Home thing, I know that it only ran for a few days because they're intending for it to go for quite a while, but like so many people requested it that they ran out of stock.
Well, they're smart speakers, aren't they? Everyone wants one, but not everyone can be either bothered to buy it or just want to, you know.
And I think they're becoming a big thing now. Like a lot of people have them. It's like in the same sort of way, in a similar way that a lot of people have like Netflix and Amazon Prime now, opposed to obviously like old-fashioned sort of DVDs or whatever. And I think it's moving forward that a lot of people are starting to have smart speakers and smart home devices like lights and stuff like that, because it is actually becoming quite affordable.
Yeah, only problem is like it could become a hacker's dreamland.
Yeah, and it's also the sort of thing of people being like, well, I don't have one of those because the government can listen to me through it. And it's sort of, in a way, it's kind of scary because if you think about it, when I go to speak to the woman over there, we're going to call her, when you say her name, if you think about it, it must be listening to you all the time because it's waiting for you to say the name.
Yeah, the activation name.
Yeah, so it's waiting for that. So surely it's listening to you all the time, which sort of in a way kind of scary because but
and you don't know what the manufacturers can access, you know, like Microsoft, for example, or HP. You don't know whether they can see what's going on everyone's laptops. Who
Oh,
knows?
you know what? This would have been a really good segue into, but we can't because you haven't finished watching it. This would have been
Yeah,
a
I
great
know.
segue into a social dilemma, but we'll talk about the next episode.
I know. I need to watch it. I'll probably spend like Sunday or something watching it.
It's a very good documentary. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that next episode. Right. Okay. Let's move on. So David Dobrik.
Oh,
Don't know if you
yes.
saw this. He posted a vlog last night on his second channel. For the first time.
I saw the notification. I haven't watched it though, so
he hasn't posted to his main channel in like 5 months, but he posted to his second channel. Obviously, we know he posted to his second channel, his perfume, the other week. But this is the first proper sort of vlog we've seen from David in 5 months. So he posted it to his second channel, and it's a vlog with Borat. Now, I hadn't heard of him before, but he's a character from a film called Borat.
yeah, because there's another one coming out. Even I haven't watched the first one, but
I was interested, so I actually started watching the first one before we
is it
recorded
any
this.
good?
It's quite good. It's on Amazon Prime, and I was like, well, because there's so much hype about it. I was like, I might as well start watching it. So, and also Tom was running a little bit late, as in he completely lost track of time. So I was like, perfect, give me a bit of time to watch this. So yeah, it's it's quite good. It's about Borat from Kazakhstan going to the USA. It's quite funny. Yeah, I'd definitely say give it a watch, because I'm like, if I watch this now, it means I can then watch the second one when it comes out tomorrow. So
Yeah.
that's the only reason I'm watching it. And then actually maybe, yeah, if we next episode we need to do some reviews. So next episode we'll talk about The Social Dilemma and Borat 2. Go watch it, Tom, or Borat 1. So yeah, there's the whole thing, and I was realizing as well, they've done a lot of press for Borat 2.
Really?
So Borat 2 is coming out tomorrow, the 22nd of October, by the 23rd of October rather. By the time this is out, it's already out. But yeah, it's a big it's a film coming out, and they have done a lot of press. Amazon have done a lot. Not press, like advertising. So and these are, I've only seen a few things, but so Borat, the character, went on Jimmy or Kimmel, one of the two. Like, he did talk shows and went on there in front of big US audience. He obviously did David Dobrik. He also, something I found out this morning. So I was looking on Instagram this morning, and I looked at Willani's Instagram story, and he put on his Instagram story saying that he was going to go and see something, and it was a massive blow up Borat on the Thames. So they made this massive blow up model of this guy and put him on the Thames. So yeah, they're doing a lot of stuff for this, which makes me think, I wonder if it's any good.
That's dedication.
If they're doing this much stuff, then it must be a good film, I'm thinking. So.
Yeah, or they're just trying to make their money.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, it is Amazon doing it, so they have a lot of money to spend.
Yeah.
All right, okay, welcome back. Sorry about that. We had to take a quick break because Tom had to go for his dinner, but now we're back. So yeah, Borat. We finished talking about that. I watched a bit more in the while I was waiting for you. Quite a decent film. But yeah, we'll have to get the second one to watch and have a look. I think I even finished saying what I was saying. But yeah, David Dobrik posted a vlog with this guy, Borat, where this guy actually broke a bunch of stuff. He crashed into David's Tesla and stuff like that. So broke the door. So yeah. But anyway.
Fun.
So next up, Among Us.
Yeah, it's still going really well, apparently.
It is. It's doing very, very well. Yeah. Like, lots of people were thinking it was like going to be dying out by now, because obviously with the whole Fall Guys thing, that getting popular and then dying out really quickly, people were thinking, oh, Among Us is going to die really quickly, but it's actually not. So I just put down here. Now, this was the other week I saw this, but literally in 2 days, there was an Among Us video. In 2 days, it got 50 million views.
Wow. I wonder how they did that.
So it basically was a video which was Among Us with 100 players. So obviously in Among Us, you can only have 10 players.
Yeah.
these people did it with 100, but it's not actually real. Like it's animation. So they made it themselves. And it's obviously a lot of it is breaking the rules of the game. Like I think it was 99 imposters versus one crewmate or something like that. And so it's just loads of imposters. But yeah, and that video is now on 90 views. So because this YouTube channel, I can't remember. I think it's called the Pixel Kingdom or something like that. They uploaded so their channel, Pixel Kingdom, 1 million subscribers. Their content wasn't doing well, like it was doing decent before that. So they uploaded Pokemon Go video, which got 300k. Pokemon vs Plants versus Zombies video, which got 2 million. So the videos were doing decent, and then they posted 2 Among Us videos, which was Among Us, but it's with 100 players, which got 93 million views, and Among Us, but with 99 imposters, and that got 92 million views. So over the space of 2 videos, they've got like almost 200 million views. Casually.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, and that's just mad. Yeah. But yeah, so Among Us is still doing big things, and lots of people are still streaming it and stuff like that.
I think Fall Guys is definitely dead.
Oh yeah, Fall Guys. So you can see as well by video. So when Fall Guys was at its peak, there was a lot of sort of gaming YouTubers, or there's also people like the Sidemen who a lot of them stream on Twitch, and then post their like clips from that to a channel. Like Mini Minter does it with his Mini Minter clips he's got, and other people do it. And you can see, I went to his channel recently, and he posted, say, an Among Us video, 500-600k views at least. Posted a Fall Guys video saying Fall Guys season 2 or whatever came out, and it gets like, I think it was less than 100k. So it really shows you how much the game has fallen off.
Yeah.
Like I still want to play it at some point because I just want to see, like, it might be fun or whatever. But I still think, like, yeah, it's really become less popular. But
definitely.
So what do you do with Among Us? Do you think it's going to die off anytime soon, or do you think it? Because obviously you've got the sort of 2 ends of the spectrum in a way of popular games that came along, and then so Fall Guys came along, was really popular, and then only stay popular for a little bit, and then there's games like, I don't know, let me use this example. Obviously, it's a game like Fortnite, for example, that comes along, and yeah, I know, but as in like that was popular for a long while. Do you reckon Among Us is going to be popular for a while, like it's going to be a big game for a while, or do you reckon it will die off after like a couple months?
It really depends how much the developers are going to be involved with the game. Are they going to keep adding to it, or are they just going to... Because to be honest with you, it's a very simple and repetitive game.
Yeah.
So it's the case of, are they going to do anything else with the game? Are they going to add any more interesting features, make the game different? Are they going to... I don't know. So, for example, imposters could kill imposters.
Yeah, well, actually, the thing is, as well, there's glitches in Among Us. So I think I don't think they've changed much stuff. Like, I know in Among Us they've recently put in like a Halloween update where they put like pumpkins around the map or whatever. But I don't think they have really changed anything drastic for it. But I think in a way there is some things that they need to fix before they can do that. Like, I would love for them to add new stuff to it or whatever, add new maps or whatever, but there's stuff that they need to fix. So there is a lot of glitches in Among Us, and I've had a few before. So it's stuff like, I have been killed as an imposter before. I have been killed by myself before. That's a really weird one. Yeah, I know. Like, it's a weird glitch. If you go online and search like Among Us glitch or something like that, it happens, and it's not like a really odd, like it's really odd, but it doesn't happen that often. But it's the sort of weird things where it's just a glitch, and who knows what causes it. But yeah, I've had, and it's literally just an animation popped up screen, and it was like and it was an animation of me killing me. I was like, well, and there's other ones, like the other day I was playing Among Us, and I presume someone hacked me or whatever, or was hacking the game, because in chat they were spamming something. I'm not going to say what it is because it's not something I would even say. and they were just spamming it in chat like hundreds of times. So like even like you could tell it was hacking as well, because there was not even, you know, when you type in Among Us, there's like a 3 second
Yeah.
like slow cooldown before you can
it's
type
going
again.
past that. Yeah.
Like it was just going. So yeah, there's lots of things they need to fix in Among Us, but yeah. Still, I think it's a fun game, and it could last for a while, but as long as they add to it.
I think they should add some sort of like game mode where you'll need to like run to an escape pod, and then there's like these difficult challenges, and then you have to get like past these doors by doing these codes, and then the imposter kind of just chases you, and if he catches up with you, kills you, kind of thing. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, there's also like some game modes that some people have tried in Among Us, which I think would be cool if Among Us actually put into the game. So there's one particular one I've seen a lot of creators do, which is hide and seek. So basically, the premise is what they do is they have one imposter, and then they say it so the imposter has a really low amount of vision, and the rest of the players have like 100% vision or whatever, so they can see everything. And then as soon as the game starts, the imposter tells everyone else that they are the imposter, and then they sabotage comms so nobody knows where their tasks are. And basically, the 9 crewmates have got to try and complete all their tasks before the imposter kills them all. And so it's like hide and seek. But I feel like it would be cool if they included sort of. Obviously, right now it is just the game of you go in, you've got this like 2 imposters, 8 crewmate. They kill each other, blah blah blah. I think it would be cool if they included like they made some other sort of game modes or anything. I think it could be quite interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. Right, okay. Next up, this is a thing that actually happened quite a few weeks back as well. I don't know if you've seen, but there's been a lot of YouTubers and people buying Pokemon cards recently. Like it's become a very big thing recently. And one big person who bought Pokemon cards, a lot of UK YouTubers have been doing it as well, but one big person who bought it was Logan Paul.
Yeah, but the question is, why does it say dodgy bald guy in the?
Okay, we'll come to that in a second, just after this. So Logan bought a 200k Pokemon, I think first edition booster box or something like that. I don't know anything about Pokemon, so goes right over my head. But he bought that, and then he did a live stream. So he bought that, and it's had a certain number of packs inside of it, 36 or something like that. I don't know. And then he sold each of the packs inside this box for $11,111. So 11111. And he sold all of them. Then what he did was this live stream. He shuffled the packs, picked names out of a jar, and then opened them, and whatever's inside those people got, and then they could obviously sell on or whatever. So he did this, and there's been a whole thing after it about basically he had a Pokemon expert there, a guy who was bald. That's why everyone's been calling him the dodgy bald guy. No, nobody said that. That was just me. But basically, this guy was there, and he was really overpricing cards and saying they were worth so much more than they weren't. And like, it's a big thing because it turns out he's a guy who made all his money from Bitcoin, and so he's only joined Pokemon to try and make money. So like, he's not actually, he doesn't actually care about the thing. He's just done it to make money. And so he was overpricing cards, saying cards that should be worth like to sell them currently would be worth maybe $5,000 or whatever, saying, yeah, that's definitely be 30 grand. If I leave it till Christmas, it'll be 60 grand. So there was a big thing about that. And it was just, it was a bit dodgy.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you said, so you said that you have seen that quite a lot of YouTubers and stuff have been buying Pokemon cards. Yes? Hello?
No,
Well, I said that you said yes.
All right then.
Well, no, but okay. So some YouTubers, some UK ones as well, have been buying Pokemon cards and then opening them and stuff. Obviously, because it's all become popular again, and Pokemon cards have been worth a lot. So, as in with Logan Paul's opening, he paid 200k for his the box he bought.
That's crazy money.
Yeah, I know. It's like insane. But then obviously him selling them 11 grand each, he knew he was going to make his money back. So he made
Yeah.
all of the money back by that. But actually, there was one card in it that he was really wanting to find, that he did find, which was, I think it was a first edition Charizard or something like that,
Yeah.
which is actually worth about 200 grand.
Yeah.
So he was like, he really wants to find that, and he did. He pulled one of those, which is pretty nuts. Some guy, I don't know who it was, but some guy got it, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, cards are worth, like, Pokemon is worth so much more now, and it's just crazy to think that they used to be worth so much, so little many years ago, whereas now they're worth thousands and thousands and thousands. But
Definitely.
Yeah. Did you ever collect any cards? Any Pokemon?
No, actually, no. When I was younger, and I stress the younger part. I used to collect some match attacks, but no one ever really knew how to play them or anything.
Yeah.
And I didn't even really know anything about football, so I was kind of like, just, oh, these guys look cool. Just shove them in this bookbinder, and
Fair enough.
So yeah.
I never collected any cards. I just wasn't part of my childhood. Lots of people being like, yeah, well, I collected Pokemon cards. I'm like, I never had that experience.
There was one thing though. It was called Bakugan or something. It's like these little plastic balls that you roll onto these magnetic cards, and they just turn into dragons.
Oh right! Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And you had those, or?
Yeah. I had some. I don't know where they're gone. So yeah.
Fun. Cool.
But they were a pain to like put back into their ball. So yeah.
Right. Interesting.
That's how old I am.
That's old. Yeah, back in my day, back when I was just a child. Right. Okay.
Fair, do you remember Crazy Go-Go's?
Crazy Go-Go? What's that?
They're like these little plastic men, and they're different coloured, and everyone always wanted like this gold shiny one.
No, I don't know what they are. Did you have those as well then?
Well, I didn't have any, but I had mates that had some. But I just remember that little trend in school when I was younger.
All right.
Yeah. And let's search it up quickly. Have a bit of a throwback.
Yeah. Go-Go's Crazy Bones.
Oh no. That is not what I intended to see on my screen. Oh no.
I'm not even going to ask what you saw.
I'm
screenshotting
now. I'm screenshotting. That's not good. That's not what I intended for my screen to come up with. Yeah. But anyway, moving on from that.
Yes.
Bazinga released a new YouTube series. I haven't watched it yet, but Jacob has, so he can tell me some more about that.
Yeah, so basically he released this YouTube original series. He released a trailer a week ago on Monday. And then he released, it was 3 episodes with YouTube original. So it's like the proper sort of well-made stuff. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and it was about 20 something minutes episodes, 3 of them. And it was basically, it was called How to Be Bazinga, and it was about him running the London Marathon. So he got asked by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He got asked by Teenage Cancer Trust back before the whole COVID thing to run the marathon for them. And he said yes. And then he was preparing for that. And then obviously COVID hit, and it's just all about him, his journey and like his life and stuff and all he's been through. And then it was about him running the marathon, which they actually show in the last episode, which came out yesterday, which, yeah, it's just quite interesting to watch. And I definitely recommend watching it. So like very interesting to see, and it shows you a lot of his past that a lot of people didn't really know about. And like it was quite surprising and stuff. So, but yeah,
Did
it
it get
was.
a lot of views?
It did actually. Yeah, I think as I put down here as well. All the last time I checked earlier today, all 3 episodes were on trending.
Wow.
Even so, yeah, the third episode is on number 3 in trending. The second episode is on 5th on trending, and then the first episode is not trending anymore, I don't think. But still, like, yeah. Oh no, it is still trending. It's number 31 on trending. So yeah, they did quite well. They got like for the size of the channel, obviously, like it's a lot of views for us, but I would say they're probably going to gain a lot more anyway. So he got 1.4, 1.9, 2.5.
That's
So
not bad.
yeah, I know. Like, as in, obviously, his channel has 4 million subscribers. And obviously, I think they're gonna probably gain a lot more subs. Not more subs, a lot more views rather. But yeah, it'll just be interesting to see because obviously the Sidemen. I'm not sure if you knew about this, but the Sidemen came out with their Sidemen show. I think it was 7 years ago or something like 6 years ago. And they released their show with YouTube Originals, which was 7 episodes, I think it was. And they released it on the Sidemen channel. But instead of that was actually paid. So it was with YouTube Premium. They had to. So the first episode's free.
Yeah, I remember something about this.
The other 6
I remember
episodes
seeing
paid.
it. Yeah.
Whereas with this one, it's all 3 episodes are free. So yeah, it's quite good to see. As well, like it's quite interesting to see as well. YouTube have been doing quite a lot of stuff with like their YouTube Originals. They've been working with a lot of people to create cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like the next thing we're going to talk about, but actually, I want to say one more thing I want to say about this as well. YouTube did quite a bit of advertising for this documentary, and I think they put up like a mural somewhere, like they put up a big painting on a wall in London, which I think was quite cool. But yeah, so moving on, another thing that YouTube has done, like YouTube Originals, was MrBeast Creator. What was it? MrBeast. What's it called? Creator Games 2. So I'm not sure if you saw, but MrBeast did a what he called the Creator Games a few months back. I think it was 5 months back, where he did, and it was all online, and he did a live stream where 30-something creators played rock paper scissors to see who was the best or whatever. So it was like 2 of them against each other, and then it whittled all the way down to the last 2. And so he did the second one on the 17th, which was 24 creators, and they answered trivia to see who was the smartest or whatever. So they did that, and the whole thing was that whoever won won $300,000 to give away to their fans, whatever way they wanted to. And actually, the winner in the end was a bit controversial. So the winner at the end was the D'Amelio family. You don't know who the D'Amelios are, do you?
No.
That really shocks me, because we were talking about this in the previous episode, and I said something, and you like, who's that? So basically, the D'Amelios are there's Charlie D'Amelio and Dixie D'Amelio and their sisters, and they like search them up, Tom. They are massive on TikTok.
All right, I'll search them up right now.
They got really big on TikTok, and then they've sort of transferred their success over to other platforms. So they're they're big on Instagram and YouTube and stuff. Let me have a look. So Charlie D'Amelio. Okay. So Charlie D'Amelio has 94.5 million followers.
Is it me? I just searched it up on Google. She has a bit of a weird smile.
I don't know. Let's have a look.
Right. American social media personality and dancer. Born and raised in Norwalk. Right.
So yeah, she has 94.5 million followers on TikTok. And I think she has like 30 million on Instagram or something like that. She got big on TikTok, and then her sister has got 41 million followers on TikTok. So yeah, they were big, and they controversy over it though, because a lot of the creators, so there was people in this like there was KSI in it, Yes Theory, loads of people, loads of big Mark Rober, and they were all competing in this. But people were like, this is a bit unfair, because instead of it being just the two sisters, it was them and then also their parents. So it was a 4-person team. So 4 people won. So there was a big controversy afterwards, because it was sort of unfair.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were quite angry at MrBeast, or were angry at them or whatever, because they were like, oh, they were cheating or whatever. There's 4 of them. And they actually, like, because they won, people were even more angry. But at the end of the day, MrBeast did tweet afterwards, and he was like, this is completely my fault. If we, like, next time, I'll make sure it's completely fair sides of teams. Don't get angry at them. It's all my fault. Which is, it's good to see that obviously MrBeast is a great guy who, like, he's like, it's all my fault. But at the end of the day, people were a bit angry because they were like, so unfair that it's 1v4 in the final. But yeah, that was quite interesting. I watched that. That was live streamed. I think it was about 3 hours long. I sat through the whole thing of it. I don't know how, but yeah. So that's fun. Now you're educated, Tom. Now you know who the
I
are.
Even though it's probably not really worth my brain knowledge, but yeah, sure.
No, it's not. It's never going to help you in life. Well, maybe, you never know. It might do.
Doubt it, but sure.
Yeah, no, me too. All right. Okay. So we've got one more topic here, which is daily COVID cases rising again. Actually, I wrote this down a while back, so I'm not actually sure whether that's still accurate, but it's still that cases were rising. And when I put this down, obviously, I found out today about more information about this. So I put here, second lockdown possible. Some people in the UK already in lockdowns. Obviously, we're in a tier 2, I think. So we're still all right.
Yeah.
But there is
No, go on. No, I was just curious. Like Sheffield, what are they in?
I'm not sure, because I know there are some places that are already into, because I think there's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. So I don't think anyone's in tier 1, and then I think there's a few in tier 2, or like quite a lot in tier 2, some in tier 3, maybe some in tier 4. But there's definitely, so the really bad ones are, I think, Manchester, Newcastle. Tier 3. Oh, let me actually search this instead of just typing on my keyboard. Tier 3 COVID areas. Okay, so it's tier 2, 3, 2, and 1. So, oh, hello. Will you work? Yes. Okay. So yeah, there's some places that are really bad. There's some places that are not too bad, and some places that are kind of bad. Tier 1. Okay. So tier obviously there's quite a lot of stuff in tier 2, London, places in Essex, Derbyshire. Yeah. Then so that's tier 2. There's a lot of places in tier 2. Most of them, to be honest. Let me try and get to tier 3. Can't even find tier 3. And then there's some bad ones that are obviously, as I said, in tier. So tier 3 is Liverpool, Lancashire, Greater Manchester, and South Yorkshire. So Yeah. So there's a risk of a second lockdown, possibly. Some obviously, I know there's some places that have already gone into a second lockdown for like 2 weeks, or which I'm pretty sure it's either Wales or Scotland, and then another country in the UK have gone into a second lockdown. And actually, this my parents found out this morning that Boris has announced there's not going to be a second lockdown in the UK over half term, because that was the one thing that there might be a second lockdown over half term.
Yeah.
But there's not going to be one in the UK apparently, or no, in England rather. Sorry. Thanks, Dad. So, yeah, do you reckon there will be a second lockdown? Because
I don't know. I don't know. It's up to Boris.
I feel like if the spiral keeps going up and the cases keep getting worse, I feel like there could be. Because when I wrote this down on the list, there was about 20k plus cases per day of COVID in the UK. Let's have a look now. Let me go to gov.uk. Hello, is this today? Okay. So recently, I'm looking at the graph here, and so it's quite an interesting graph actually, and it shows you the amount of COVID tests, like the amount of COVID tests positive. So at the peak of it, really in May, it was at about 5k, and then it sort of started going down in July, August. So that's why they did the whole Eat Out to Help Out. And then and then you can see where it starts to pick up at September, and it's just skyrocketed to up to about 20k. Recently. Wow. Oh yeah, on the government's website, apparently 810,000 people have tested positive in the UK overall.
That is a lot.
I reckon there could be a second lockdown if it continues, as I said. Obviously, would you mind about if there was a second lockdown?
I would mind, because I do stuff. But to be fair, I work at home, so it wouldn't affect me loads. Just like probably I'd say about a quarter to half.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Oh wow! I've just gone to the World Health Organization's website.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna ask you, guess how many people have a little guess, and how many people you think have tested overall positive COVID. That's insane.
10 million.
I would have thought it'd be something like that. 41 million people have tested positive for COVID-19.
That is a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of it has come more recently.
America,
let's have a look. So yeah, in the Americas, 19 million positive cases. In Europe, 8 million. In Southeast Asia, 8 million. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's stop looking at this. We don't. The podcast is taking a weird turn there. So, yeah, that's why if the podcast if we start doing more podcasts online, that might be why if we have to do it. But I think, to be fair, the podcasts in person are a lot nicer than the podcast online.
They definitely are. We've proved that.
Just because, obviously, it's a lot easier to talk, and it's a lot, like, obviously we can have a conversation this way, but it's a lot nicer to just sit down and actually talk in person. Which is why also I'm sort of looking forward to if I eventually have a podcast sort of studio area where I can have stuff set up all the time, because it means I don't have to worry about setting up stuff. We can literally just go there, whack on the camera and record. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it, unless there's anything else you want to talk about, Tom.
Not that I know of.
Right. Okay. Anyway, in which case, thanks for listening to this episode of the Unnamed podcast, episode number 13, I think.
Is it 13?
Yes.
Whoa.
Not with you, but with I think with you that's 8th episode with you.
Well, 8's still a fair amount.
Yeah, because if you think about it, with the Unnamed podcast, I did 5 episodes before. Well, I say 5 episodes. This is the weird thing. So I did 4 episodes without you, and then the 5th episode was you as a guest, and then the 6th episode was you as the co-host. So you've actually been in numbers. 9 episodes of the Unnamed podcast. Though the original episodes are so short. Like I think the shortest one is like 12 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is weird. And it's actually like more viewed than the podcast these days. But you know. But anyway, right, okay. So make sure to subscribe to the Unnamed Podcast YouTube channel if you haven't already. Help us overtake the other Unnamed Podcast / stay ahead of the other Unnamed podcasts. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed.
And if you want to see us collaborate with the other Unnamed Podcast channel, we're going to post a poll, like we said earlier on in this episode.
We'll put that on our Instagram and in the iCard of the video. Go vote in that. And then if we do that, it'll probably be on our personal channels. Maybe, I don't know. It'll probably be on my second channel at least.
Yeah.
It may not even happen. Or maybe we could stream it to here. Maybe we could do a live stream here and then just private it afterwards or whatever. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching or listening. Leave us a review, subscribe, all that. Okay.
Do it. Bye.